All right, so first thing we're going to do now is let's take this off right here. We're going to take off this piece right here, and we're going to remove this right here and replace it. All right, so let's get started, and we'll see how that develops. Okay, next we're going to take out these nails right here. I'm going to use a pry bar to pull them out like that. Now some of them you can't get out using that kind of a bar, but we use this tool like this, and you put it around the top of it like that, hit it down, and it hooks the nail. It pulls it out just enough so you can get your tool on it like this. Okay. Take out these nails here, and these will actually loosen up. Okay, so now this joist hanger is now disconnected. We're just going to take this off. Just tap it down and get it out of the way. Like that. We have one more nail right here, and this will be ready to go off. Now, we did put a piece of wood underneath here to keep these from falling down. Well, let's mark this here, take these out, and we're going to cut this. Okay, just so you know, we marked it right here where we're going to cut it, because our new hanger or new joist is going to go against it this way. Okay. So now we have this disconnected. Okay, so the next thing we did is we came down over here, and we had that base piece that was down on the bottom like this. As you can see, this was ground contact and it was all eaten away. So we came in here and we put in a 4x4 here, and we put a metal cap on it, and there's also a metal stud sticking up right down here, and that metal stud centers inside that post now. All right, so now that we have that in place, we have the other side over here. We came down on the bottom over here. We drilled down on the bottom right here. We pre-drilled these holes, and we put in some lag bolts in here. They're actually called, I think they're called timber locks, and you screw these in. These are 4.5 inch, so we have 1.5 inches here, and we have the rest of the thread goes inside that there. So we're going to put 2 more in here. We're going to pre-drill them and run them in. So next we move down to the bottom, and we're going to take off that board on the bottom there. We're going to remove that because remember we took that one corner off, and when we took that one corner off, we need to extend this board out a little bit further. So we're going to come in here with our nail extracting tool, and we're going to come underneath there. We're going to hammer that tool into the wood to hook the nail so we can pull the nail out, so we can get them out. So we're going to pull them out for the far enough here, and then we'll come back and we'll go down the whole line and we'll pull out the nails all the way along the board so that we can remove it from the rest of the joists. And that board, it doesn't matter because we're going to be throwing it away anyway because it's too short. So we're just going to dig into it with the tool and extract the nails. Okay, now once we have that board removed, we find that the legs that were supporting the deck were actually sitting directly on the concrete. And as you know, when you have wood sitting directly on the concrete, which then in turn dirt washes down and the concrete becomes covered with dirt, that's when the insects can get into it, whether it's termites or it's a carpenter ants or whatever it is, but it ate the wood away. So we needed to put the metal cleats on the bottom of the 4x4 so we could create a space between the wood and the concrete so that the insects, carpenter ants and termites and such could not get into the new wood that we put down. So we did that all the way around the existing legs that were there. Even though we're keeping the joist from the previous deck, we still had to replace the feet that actually touch onto the concrete. So we did that all the way around, and next we're going to come in here and we're going to reattach that bottom board on there, and we're going to bring it out all the way to the end so we can have a complete 90-degree angle with that new board that we put on the side. Alright, so now that we have it notched out, we're going to sit our board on top of it, and then we'll screw everything all together, and we'll start to get that finished up on the bottom right there. So once we have the bottom board put back on there and we connected the joists up to that new boards that we put in on the perimeter, we then came along and you have two alternatives. One, you can put the joist hangers on it and you can put the hanger on there to hold the new joist in place, or you can use these screws. They're called timber locks, and you can screw in a timber lock screw through the new board that we installed into the old joists. And then, of course, we are going to reinforce it by putting in more joists in as we complete the deck down below. And you can see you put the timber locks in, and we have it sitting on top of our new post, a 4x4 post with the metal on the bottom of it. We also took a level and we put a level on it to make sure that the deck was tilting in the correct angle that we wanted it. It's almost perfectly straight, but it veers off slightly to the one side away from the house itself. But make sure we use a level on that. As you can see, the 4x4, where it touches the concrete down below, we put a metal cap on that as well to reduce the insect getting into the wood itself. Now, even though this is pressure treated lumber, if it sits on concrete and dirt gets into it, the insects will get in there over a period of time and destroy it. So by putting on the metal caps on the 4x4, you'll prolong the life of your deck, and it'll last you a lot longer without starting to rot away. Now, as you can guess, the deck was very heavy, so we needed our hydraulic jack to lift the deck up so we could slide the 4x4 post with the metal bottom over the top of the screw that's sticking out of the concrete so that the 4x4 would not move. And we did that everywhere that the 4x4 touches the concrete. We put a new metal cap on it just to keep the insects from destroying it in the future. And of course, we reinforced our corner, and we'll get into that in a minute. I'll show you how to install these 4x4 posts for the railings, but I'll explain that to you as we go along.